This is Trent Ecker. Sorry I missed your call. Please leave your name and number. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Hi, Alex.
Hi, Dad.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Well, I'm great. I'm actually rehearsing my own inauguration.
It looks more like a coronation to me.
Well, coronation slash...
Now come the days of the king.
Oh, do you hear that? Listen to that. All right, I'll stop.
Oh, man.
May they be blessed. Did you hear that? The days of the king.
I did.
Really, it's the days of the president. May they be blessed. All right.
Yeah, I think we did away with the whole king thing a while ago.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to fade out. Oh, they're cheering for me. All right, well, welcome to the, and don't change, don't stop. We are going to talk inauguration, but not like the one that's happening.
Hypothetical inaugurations. This
we're just going to have fun
political.
with the idea of inaugurating. So don't leave. I'm telling them not to leave before I even introduce what podcast they're listening to. That's high quality podcasting. Welcome to the Please Don't Call Me podcast, where Alex and I talk. It's Alex's idea. It's genius. We talk, and it's like better than talking on the phone.
It is. It really is.
It really is. And it's like set every day, or not set every week, and we just have a grand time coming up with ideas and sharing it with you all. So that's the official welcome. Welcome to the cool podcast. Alex, how are you? Are you snowy there? Is it still snowy in the great South?
It rained. It rained this morning. Pretty much all the snow is gone except the a little pile of our neighbor's snowman that's mostly grass, but it is still ice. Is still barely hanging on, but we are supposed to get an even bigger storm this week. So I'm curious to see if that actually happens or not, because the snowflake keeps popping up on my weather app and then disappearing and popping back up. So we'll see. We'll see what actually happens. But
all right, I'm hoping for
right
you.
Now.
Take another snow day.
Yes.
All right, so that's good. It's dreary and cold here, about 70 degrees. Brutal, can barely handle it. So welcome everybody. We're done talking about weather and such things. We are ready to get to the important stuff. So topics for today, Alex, we're going to talk inauguration past, no present really, but future and future. We'll talk past and future. We'll let the present go. So we're going to talk inauguration. We're going to talk about Bob Uecker a little bit.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, he passed away. Great part of my childhood and adulthood. First of all, we should discuss the greatest logo. And also, it's tied for first. So a few podcasts ago, I wore my Chicago Blackhawks jersey. The Indian crest is probably one of the most well-known. You look at that and you go, oh, Chicago Blackhawks. This one may not be as well-known, but the hidden significance and just how cool it is make it the best.
It's genius.
It is genius.
It's missing a finger.
And
we'll forgive that.
Into my 20s or 30s before it now, probably 20s, maybe teens when I figured out what it meant. So if you look, come on, put my mouth like this.
Do you want me to narrate? While you
sure.
point. Okay, so if you look, the whole picture is a baseball glove, but what it makes up the fingers is an M for Milwaukee.
That's right.
And then the thumb and the palm is a B for Brewers, and in the middle is a baseball. So at first glance, you think it's just a glove missing a finger. It's not. It's much deeper than that.
It's an M and a B, Milwaukee Brewers. So Bob Uecker broadcasted for the Brewers since 1972, since they started. He had a mediocre playing career, and that is, he's one of the funniest men ever, and his playing career is his bucket that he draws his humor out of. My favorite one is he was scouted by the Brewers, the Milwaukee Braves actually, by the Braves. He was scouted by them, and they offered him a contract. And he went home to have he wasn't old enough, he's under 18 or at 18. He needed his dad to sign the contract. And Bob Uecker got home and he said, "Hey, Dad, the Brewers signed me to a contract for $38 a week." And his dad said, "Well, I don't have that kind of money." So from there to other hilarious stories, it's worth looking up on YouTube or
So
whatever
did
you
he
use.
play for the Milwaukee Braves, who then became the Brewers?
He played for the Braves. No, then they became the Atlanta Braves, and he was there for a while.
Right.
And then went to St. Louis. He actually won a World Series. He was the backup catcher for St. Louis. But one of the World Series games, back in the day, they didn't have music playing through speakers. They would have marching bands come out, just like football. A marching band was out during batting practice. And so Bob Uecker took one of the tubas, which I played tuba, so this is dear to my heart. Bob Uecker took one of the tubas from one of the guys in the marching band. He went out in center field, and he was trying to catch fly balls in the guy's tuba, banged it all up. The Cardinals had to buy the guy a new tuba because he banged up the tuba so bad. So I'm sure they took it out of it. I think he does make a joke. They took it out of my check, and it took me like 4 months to pay it off, something like that, because he didn't make any money.
Times have changed. Wow.
So, broadcast for the Brewers. My whole remembrance of a Brewers fan, he has been not the only announcer, because they've had some great Matt Vasgersian, Pat Hughes, who's now with the Cubs, Matt Vasgersian's with MLB Network. Oh man, there's so many. The guy was with the Atlanta Braves for a very long time. The current guy in Pittsburgh is a former announcer. There are others doing TV. They're all over the place. Milwaukee's a great place to come to get a job alongside Bob Uecker, because you're pretty much guaranteed your next job is going to be big. So right now it's Jeff Levering is the main guy, and then there's a couple other guys that are good too. But I have never not known Bob Uecker as an announcer, and so this it's I don't get weird, but it is sentimental right now. But man, once baseball starts.
I mean, I remember we've talked on here before about your Chicago Blackhawks ringtone, and that went on for a while. But you also had Bob Uecker as your ringtone for probably an even longer time. So
it was swinging a drive to right and deep. Get up, get out of here, gone. And that's that over and over until you answer your phone, which might have started my phonophobia, because I purposefully wouldn't answer my phone so I could hear the ringtone over and over again.
As long you'd sit there and say the ringtone, like say it along with him, and we're like, answer your phone.
Nope, I would rather listen to the ringtone. That was when you had to pay for. I paid like $4 for that ringtone.
Oh yeah,
my little flip phone.
You had to choose it wisely.
I have nothing but great memories remembering back, even when he had to give me bad news, when Tyrone Taylor let a ball go under his glove in right field, and we lost in the playoffs. Even when it was bad news, it was still Bob Uecker. Let's talk inauguration. Probably, Alex, one of your favorite topics, not a subtopic of your favorite topics.
Favorite topic.
Presidents, history. So I am going to listen in with the guests as you drop some inauguration wisdom. Please do it.
So for a little backstory, as a child, I was a little bit of a presidential history nerd. I would ask for books about the presidents for Christmas, and I'd open them and I'd cry for joy. I used to know facts about every single president, like a fun fact, like that Calvin Coolidge had a pet raccoon named Rebecca. And some of them are still stuck in my brain, but I couldn't do nowadays what I used to do. And that was just what I did in my free time, was learn about the presidents, just for fun. Yep. And I ended up being a history major in college, and my goal was to teach U.S. history. And I'm not doing that right now, but I did get to for one semester, and I did get to teach a class on the Constitution, which I loved because we talk a lot about what it takes to become president and kind of like that process. I didn't know this because I I'm not on social media right now, and I do not watch the news, but I guess Trump's inauguration has been moved indoors.
It is indoors.
I didn't know that. And I think the only other time that has happened was Ronald Reagan.
Because of cold.
Yeah,
just
because
like
of cold. I had never even thought of that. I've watched several inaugurations and thought, man, DC in January is pretty cold. But speaking of cold inaugurations, I don't know.
Oh yeah, this one's sad.
You know this one?
Well, I don't know who, but I know.
Yeah, so William Henry Harrison gave the longest inaugural speech to this day. It was almost 2 hours long. And
just the speech.
Yes, just the speech, because it's already a long ceremony. And I'm glad he got his words in then, because he would not get the opportunity to later. So he didn't wear like a coat or anything like that, and it was very cold. And he ended up dying, I believe it was 30 days. Yeah, about 30 days later, he died from pneumonia. I mean, if that isn't motivation to keep your speech short, I don't know what is. So I feel like I'm glad all the other presidents have learned from William Henry Harrison's mistake there. I'm glad he had his chance to let the people know what he thought, because that was his last hurrah.
That's got to mean he had the shortest presidency.
It was the shortest
ever, right?
presidency.
Yeah, have to be. Okay.
Yeah. A couple other interesting inauguration things, which are, it's kind of sad because it was because a president was assassinated or died in office, and then someone else took over. Calvin Coolidge was sworn in by his own father, who was a public notary. I think that's kind of cool, after President Harding died. And then you've probably seen these pictures, but Lyndon Johnson, after JFK died, he was sworn in by a woman, I believe on Air Force One,
if I
with
remember.
Jackie Kennedy standing there. She knew it was important for her to be there. Oh, she's so amazing. I'm a big Jackie. Oh boy, it's starting. I'm the nerd coming out. all I'll say is this. Jackie was not a perfect human, but I really respect her because she knew she and Jack were an institution, and they were Camelot, and everybody thought they were like Cinderella and Prince Charming, and it was like they were the ideal. And she knew people would have a really hard time adjusting to LBJ, because he could not have been more different than Jack Kennedy.
Yeah.
So Jackie knew she had to be there and show, I am okay with what is happening here. You know, like, I support this, so the people could be more accepting of what was happening. And man, she was brave.
Yeah.
She fell apart later, but man, she was brave those first few hours and days. Unbelievable.
She understood a transfer of power keeps people from losing it, from freaking out. Your uncle and aunt, was it Travis and Tanya? Travis and Tennille, maybe all three of them, they marched in an inauguration parade. They went to George H.W. Bush's. It was in 1989, because I graduated in 87, and they marched.
Oh, so you would have just missed it.
Yep, I missed it. They marched in the parade in that year. So
that was really cool. I mean, I can see why they make a big show of it all, because it's a peaceful transfer of power, which back, well, even still nowadays, but especially back in like times, that was unheard of. And it's, you know, even if you're handing it over, like right now from two different parties, it's not the same party handing it over. It's, I don't know, it is kind of impressive that you can just be like, okay, here, yep, this is peaceful. We're going to shake hands, and I'm going to give you a tour of the house, and it's all yours.
Yeah. So they do a, obviously there's a call to order. I just went to Bush's, so I'm sure they haven't changed that much. There's a call to order, an invocation for a prayer for H.W. Bush. It was Billy Graham. And there's a musical selection. That's probably changed over the years.
No.
Now it's like Beyonce and somebody that it was sung by the Harlan Boys Choir from Harlan, Kentucky. In the deep, dark hills of eastern Kentucky. But they sang, This Is My Country. Then the vice president take his oath. And then there's another musical selection. Ooh, that year it was the U.S. Army Band. That would have been sweet. Then the presidential oath of office. Then the inaugural address. Then the benediction. And then his finished with the national anthem. So
okay. I'm pretty sure the music thing is still there, because I think it was I'm remembering it right. It was Trump's first inauguration. I'm pretty sure Lee Greenwood sang "God Bless America," which I could be getting that mixed up with another event, but that is one of my favorite songs ever. So I enjoyed that.
Wow, Billy Graham did Bill Clinton's too.
Yeah, he was a religious advisor to so many world leaders, Queen Elizabeth, and a lot of U.S. presidents.
Okay, who did his second one? Billy Graham. Interesting. A lot of cool facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on the JCCIC. It's the Inauguration Committee. It's a website. Pretty cool. Inaugural.senate.gov. And it's got a lot of good, sweet pictures and great history. It's got a countdown for the current one. So pretty cool. All right.
Cool.
So that's neat that we get to talk about the transfer of power and all that stuff. But what I'm really interested in is my power. And so I opened up this podcast with the coronation of Aragorn. So why don't we imagine our inauguration? If you were to be inaugurated to the highest office in the land, if that was it, I want to hear how would you roll. So you have a walkout song. That's interesting. Your inauguration outfit, your first act as president, your menu. I saw on the menu a lot of grilled salmon. That's a pretty popular thing. Would you have a guest speaker? Would you have a singer? And then what, swag? Is that a thing now? Do they have swag at inauguration?
I don't know if they do that at American inaugurations. I would assume like the crowd, or at least like the close crowd, gets some type of swag bag. I know at British weddings or coronations, there's like a lot of souvenirs. I don't know if they get passed out. King Edward, who abdicated the throne and never actually got coronated, like there's still teacups from his coronation official teacup. You can still buy them, but they never got like officially used because he abdicated before.
Wow.
But and like when the last czars of Russia were, I don't know if it's coronated, they passed out goodie bags to the crowd. It's like it would have like a cookie and a sausage in it and like a commemorative coin or like
slice of tomato.
This is actually really sad, but they underestimated how many people would be in the crowd, and people were trying to get to the goodie bags and caused a stampede, and like I think thousands of people died. It was bad. So maybe goodie bags aren't a good idea.
All right. Well, what would yours be? So what would you do? Let's do a walkout song.
Okay. So if I'm getting inaugurated, I'm probably the first female president of the United States. So I feel like I have to do like a girl power song.
Okay.
Like Girl on Fire.
Girl
by
on
Alicia
Fire.
Keys. This girl is on fire.
This girl is on fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, but maybe like a subtle instrumental version of it, so that nobody would know. Like
easy listening version of This Girl is on Fire.
So people are like, oh, what a lovely song, but those that know.
Orchestrated.
Like all the
Well,
old like stodgy men that are in
Yep.
that have been doing this tradition forever. They're just like, what a nice song. But all the young people in the crowd that voted for me are like, yes.
Any symbolism is best when it's hidden.
Because then is it even
when
symbolism?
it's overt? Yeah, that's no good. But when it's hidden, that's awesome. So
what would your walkout be?
Oh, that's easy. It would be Aragorn's coronation.
Okay.
But not for long because people don't recognize that. It would then quickly just go right into the theme song of Lord of the Rings. Dun, da, 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 ba, 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 ba. Everybody would bow down. I mean, it's just automatic. You hear that song, you lower. You
start
lower.
Bowing.
You dip. You can't help it. And I'd be like, no, please don't. Please, we are one. I'd say whatever Aragorn said. I'd say that. That's just the beginning. So that's the walkout song. All right, what would you wear?
I still feel like I'd keep it classy with like a nice top and obviously a coat.
Well,
Because
I was just going to
learned
say
from
no
William
coat.
Henry Harrison.
No, it's 70 degrees. It's the
No,
perfect
I'd
day.
wear like a coat. It'd have to be either red or blue, like a bright American color. I think I'd wear it with like jeans, like American made, like Levi's, and cowboy boots.
Okay.
All American girl, right
Good.
there.
That's a good idea.
What would you wear?
A crown. I think that'd be very respectful. I'd wear a crown. And then something like our old choir uniforms that I wore in high school. So it'd be long, flowing, not Supreme Court like, and they would have a V. We used to wear you'd have the thing, but then you could change the V, the thing that went over your head. It would rest on your shoulders. So it'd be some kind of flowing garb like that with a crown.
I'm getting a little worried about how it is you came to power.
No, very humbly. So it would be very humble awesomeness. Humble power. I'd be powerfully humble. I would reign. No, reign is the wrong word. I would serve the people with great power. And that's what it would be, an understated robe. All right.
Okay, an understated robe.
First, this is, let's do menu. What would you eat? What would be your favorite? I think I know the answer to this. What would be your favorite meal? Now we're to the banquet. Let's get to the good stuff.
Okay,
So
to the
the
party.
ball, isn't it called a ball?
Yeah,
party,
there's
the
several
ball.
of them. Like there's several.
Oh yeah, they go all
galas,
night, don't
balls, luncheons.
That would be.
Dinners.
I can tell you right now, that would end. We would have one. There
Yours
would
would be
be
done
no interaction.
8:30.
Yeah, there would be no receiving line, no interaction. I would probably come out over a balcony and just sit and watch everybody do their, enjoy it. And then I hopefully there's a bed right there, and I would just be able to go to sleep right afterwards. But anyway, that's me. What would you want at your ball? Food first. Food.
For food,
Yeah.
I mean, the grilled salmon sounds nice, but the only other fancy event I have ever made decisions for in my life was my wedding.
Yep.
And I fed everybody burgers and
We had
mac
a
and
hamburger
cheese.
bar. Oh,
We had an awesome burger bar with
It was the
mac and
best.
cheese. Oh, so good. So I'd probably have to go with, I think I just, run it back and do another burger. It was a hit. People still
Yep.
tell me they loved that burger bar.
still
So,
get comments.
and I think my guests would be pleasantly surprised. Like, we're going to
Finally, some
boring old
normal
dinner.
food. That's right.
And then they're like, oh, a burger. That's just what I need after standing out in the cold for 3 hours.
Yep. I'd have my mom's tacos,
Ooh.
and then that would become the national food. You would have to eat it once a week,
Oh,
typically
yeah.
on Sundays.
Once people try it.
Yeah, it would
You're
become the
hooked.
national. Now they're American. They are not
Also
tacos
American
as you would
tacos.
think. So that needs to be an episode. I could bring out a plate of it and show
You
it
need
off.
to break down every element of the American taco.
So my mom's tacos, it would become the American food, and everyone would have to eat it on Sundays because that's what we used to do. Sunday for lunch, tacos. All right. How about music? What kind of get down music? Would you have a speaker at your ball or a band? What would you do?
Well, I didn't think about the ball that much. I did think about the actual inauguration.
do that.
And
Who's
I
gonna speak?
decided if I need like a speaker, someone to come hype the crowd up, to be like,
Pitbull?
no, Matthew McConaughey.
Somebody like Pitbull. Who?
No, Matthew McConaughey.
Oh my word! He's
It
a
doesn't
hype
get any
man.
more American than that. Yeah,
What, is he gonna
you see
have
what
his
he's
shirt
done for
off?
the University of Texas?
Yeah, is he gonna be out there without a
He
shirt
comes out in
on,
the hat and like the suede
exploiting
jacket
his
that he wears.
pectorals and his hair?
I just want him to. He's just American. I want him to hype the crowd up and be
okay.
like, "This is a new era for America."
Good.
And music, like if I have to have someone come sing like "America the Beautiful," because I feel like that happens,
Yep.
or the
God
national
bless America.
anthem.
Yep.
Chris Stapleton.
Yeah. Okay. His version. Let him do what he wants.
Oh yeah, let him
Okay.
go for it. I think. Yeah, I think maybe he would do "America the Beautiful," his version, Chris's version. It's like Taylor's version, but better. And then for the anthem, Ben did a marathon earlier this year, and I think I sent you the video. Someone for the anthem before the marathon was like shredding on an electric guitar,
Yeah.
really loud at like 7 a.m. downtown Athens. And it was the most patriotic moment of my life. So maybe I'd find that guy
Okay.
that stood
would
on
be
the
a step
steps
up.
of town hall and
I
did
did a
that.
triathlon in Athens, and now all of a sudden I'm overlooking hundreds of thousands of people in the National Monument playing.
I remember the little
and he'd
guy.
have like a little amp that he bought from Walmart. It would be awesome. That'd be
It
terrific.
would be like, I'm for the people.
Okay. In the inauguration, mine would be all orchestrated music. Big. I would combine. I would show the unity of the people. I would bring together the Marine band, the Navy band, the Army band. We'd all play as one. There would be a tuba there, and I would scoop it up and play along. And all our music would be played via, traditional band. At the party, I would, of course, want the 77s to do some songs. But in between that, probably Harry Connick Jr., like a big band feel. We're going to go all out.
Fun.
Yeah,
I thought you were just going to stay up in your little thing and then go to bed.
Well, I would watch everybody go all out. I'm not going to mix with the people down below. But I would serve humbly. Don't forget, I would serve humbly. Yeah, that's good. Let's see. What other things do they do? Speaker. Any speakers? Anybody you'd have talk?
I would let Pop talk. I feel like he's like the most proud American I know,
Yeah, he would
I
have.
feel like he'd have a lot to say.
He would honor God. He would honor the country. He would honor our armed forces, and
Right.
then
If
he
someone
would
has
honor
to do
you.
the benediction, he
Yeah.
would be the guy. Like he
Yeah.
would. I could trust him more than anyone to do that. What about you?
Well, I would speak because I'm
Yes.
going to serve humbly with great power. I would speak, but let's see, who would I have? It's so weird now. No, I don't want to mention anybody who's kind of popular right now. If I were to do that, I would be like Nate Bargatze or
Oh, he would be amazing.
Dusty Slay. Just do some funny inauguration jokes. I think that would be good. Some comedy in there. If I were to have somebody, I just don't like listening to people talk very much. So it would be really short. Yeah, it'd be a comedy bit. I think that would be the best because people would appreciate it. It would be
That's true.
short, and
It's like the
they'd be out.
burgers. It's normal.
Yeah, I want
Sense
a
of
normal,
normalcy.
right? Except for the crown and the thing over my neck that shows that I have great power.
And the robe.
You know what I've been thinking about, Alex? Regarding what if we got inaugurated for like the most mundane things, not your first day on the job, because you kind of are. You go to HR, that has its own inauguration. But let's say
Yeah.
I've been thinking, well, yeah, how about you got your first membership to Costco and it was an inauguration? What kind of things, how could we develop an inauguration for Costco? I'm picturing, let's say there's a parade. I'm picturing all the ladies and the guys who give us snacks.
The
They would
real
be,
heroes.
yeah, the real heroes of Costco. They'd be lined up along the side, and you would walk. And instead of walking in a straight line, the president walks and waves. No, you'd go over and sample this. You'd go sample this. You'd go sample. You'd get those little, what do you call those? You put them in a pan. Oh man, they're really good. They're Chinese food.
Pot stickers?
Pot stickers. Yeah, you go get a pot sticker and a little white thing, and you'd eat it, and they would supply trash cans along the way, so you could drop the little paper thing in there.
I feel like you'd walk with a receipt out, and they'd highlight it. When I was a kid, I haven't been to Costco since I was a kid, but they would draw a smiley face on it with a good smelling marker.
Yeah.
And I loved Mom would hand it to us, and I'm like smell this.
Right. That's a good idea.
And so you're just walking, or that has to be a part of the ceremony somehow.
Yes,
is you
they
get
mark a receipt.
smiley face on your
Absolutely.
receipt.
Instead of an inaugural photo, up on that big arch thing, you're literally just standing in front of a brick wall, and they take a picture of you, and you're looking in the wrong way, like you're ready to take a picture, and your eyes are up here, and it's not where it's supposed to be. That would be that would be the picture that gets hung in the Costco presidential library or the Costco member library, is you with a really bad photo. The meal, that's easy. It would either be a big slice of pizza or a $1.50 hot dog. That would be the meal.
Which both are excellent.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Man, maybe I should serve that at my inauguration.
But the oath, I think the oath would, this is where I get in trouble. I think the oath would have something like, I promise not to stop in the middle of the aisle and turn my cart cockeyed and check my phone and do this with my finger. You know how you wipe the whole phone? You don't just flick it with your thumb. You use your whole finger. I promise not to stand in the middle of the aisle with my cart cockeyed with nothing in it, and just swiping my phone constantly to get rid of the 52 apps that I have backgrounded. You'd have to say that. I promise not to do that. What else would you promise? Oh, I promise not to try every pair of shoes on. You know, I pretty much, if you're in Costco, you're the age where you know the size of your foot. So just buy the 11s and move on. You don't have to try the 9s and leave them on the floor. And the 8.5s, I wonder if my feet shrunk. No, they didn't. They're the same. Put your shoes on, pick the shoes out, even while they're in the box. Put them in there and move on. I've nearly broken my neck because people will leave boxes and shoes on the floor, and I don't look down when I'm walking. And so it is a very dangerous thing. So you would have to say, I solemnly swear I won't be in the aisle. I solemnly swear I'll just take one pair of shoes. So just, wouldn't it be fun to do some common, I'm just getting a basic, normal induction into something, but it's a blown out inauguration. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Health club, a total inauguration. What else would you be?
Joining an HOA. I feel like that. Yes. I mean, that is something that I look forward to someday.
Oh my gosh.
And you know, HOAs think they are.
They do. That it is a government unto themselves. You are exactly right.
Yay.
Oh my word. You'd have to meet at the gate. So it all happens at the gate. You don't even get to come in.
You can't step in until.
No. And then you have to walk to your home, and other neighbors are out. Some are jeering at you because they don't like you. They can't believe they let you in. Others celebrate you. Oh, Alex, that's wonderful. And you're going to a house. It's like your White House,
and
your residence.
Be white. It might be white.
It could be. Yeah, not down
until
in Florida.
You paint it a color that the HOA doesn't agree with, and then they come after you.
Oh, my word. You can be impeached. You can be kicked out. That is the perfect.
You only get a couple days before you start getting yelled out about that your grass isn't green enough.
Oh, my word.
I mean, that is... The pressures of being in an HOA, I think, are equal to being the leader of the free world.
Yep, you're right. That you wake up in the middle of the night with cold sweats. I hope I put my trash out in the exact spot they want me to, or I'm going to get a letter.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a great HOA because it's so cheap. They can't do anything to us. But I know people who spend like more than their mortgage goes to their HOA. Now, they may get a pool and cool stuff like that, but oh my word, you can't have a work truck. You have to hide the sticker to your work truck because it's not allowed. Oh my word, there's some silly things. You can't let your kids can only ride their bikes on Tuesdays every other month or some stupid thing. So yeah, you're right. That is great. HOA inauguration. Well, I gotta go work more on my reign. I mean, my opportunity to serve the people. My reign. You know what?
Start your speech now. Start working on it.
I want to do Lord of the Rings as our out as well. Probably infringing on some copyright law or something. That's the type of music we're going to have at my coronation because that's what Aragorn had at his. And I'm a modern day ranger. All right. Have a wonderful day, Alex.
Thank you.
It was so good to talk to you about such wonderful topics.
Yes. It was fun. It
Yeah.
should be an interesting day to get to watch the inauguration.
Yep.
So we're coming. This episode comes out on Inauguration Day, so it's
Ooh,
only fitting.
that's going to be pretty cool.
It's only fitting.
We are
All
timely.
right.
We're nothing
We
if
are.
not timely. I like that.
It's almost like we've planned it.
Yep. All right. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Bye, Alex.